Do you want to make your kids millionaires? I think that is one of the key things that I want to ensure that I do. And I'm doing that by having a junior stocks and shares ISA that I invest into every single month to help build that generational wealth for my kids. In this video, I'm going to cover off what it is you need to do, how you can potentially do it, and what that benefit might be, and how long it may take to make them a millionaire. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hi, I'm Mark of Desperately Seeking Fi. If you've been following my channel for a little while, you will know that originally I used to have child trust funds for my kids. Yes, my kids are old enough to have been of that generation where the government would give them a bit of a kickstart and give them some money when they were initially born. Recently, I have transferred that all across into a stocks and shares ISA. I was horrified by the fees that I was being charged for the child trust fund. It was up close to 2% per year, so it was really eating into any of the benefit of that tax wrapper. But what is a junior stocks and shares ISA? It is basically very similar to a normal stocks and shares ISA. It is a tax wrapper that you can put money into that allows you to invest into a multitude of different types of investment, be that individual stocks, index funds, ETFs, or commodities and bonds. This means that any of the dividends or any of the capital gains that your kids make within this account, they are free from the taxman getting their hands on it. And that is something that we always want to make sure that we can achieve. What happens? Parents set the junior stocks and shares ISA up in the first place, and you are responsible for that until their 18th birthday. When they can get their hands on it and blow it on a new Tesla or whatever holiday they want to go on with their mates. It is vitally important that while we are doing this whole investing journey, we are also educating our kids into how should they manage their money. It's something that isn't taught to them at school, so it becomes a parent's responsibility to ensure that they do that. And one way you could potentially do that is have a look at this video that I've recently done on the barefoot investor's approach. Scott Pape tells us how to basically get control of our finances and build generational wealth, and some of the lessons in there will be superb to teach your kids while they are younger. What they do with this money when they turn 18 is up to them. It could be to pay university fees, it could be to buy a first home, or it could just be for the future nest egg, and that's where I'm going in this video. How could they potentially make £1 million from this little initial investment that you make? As I said, I have been investing through the Child Trust Fund and now into the Junior Stocks and Shares ISA. I transferred the Child Trust Fund across to Hargreaves Lansdown. I've done a video on that transfer process. It was really smooth, just a few details needed to be put in, sent it off, and Hargreaves Lansdown did it all. I'll leave a link down below to Hargreaves Lansdown if you want to go and have a look at that. At the moment, one of the kids has £10,414 within their Junior Stocks and Shares ISA. I put £100 per month into that, and we sit down and we have a chat about what they are going to invest into. And actually, I have been suggesting that initially they should just be looking at the majority of that going into a ETF, something like an all-world tracking ETF. And if you want to, I've got a link down below where you can sign up to my newsletter and get an ETF cheat sheet, which gives you lots of ideas that either you could invest into or you could use for your kids. But if you want to, have a look down below and sign up. I am on the calculator site website, and I've put in what is the initial investment that we have at the moment. So it's £10,400. If we look at that average 8% growth over time, he will be 18 in 2.5 years. So I'm going to keep putting £100 in there until he becomes that age, and there we go. He is sat with £16,000 in his stocks and shares ISA at the age of 18. Let's see where he's going to be when he is 40 years old. If he had only been putting in a little bit more, because I'm hoping he's going to have a job by that stage, and he will have learned that putting a proportion of his money away into his investments will be beneficial. So we're going to say £200 deposit per month, and that means at the age of 40 he would have £235,000. Let's see where he would be if he was just doing that £200 and not looking at increasing that over time at the age of 50. Those additional 10 years see him jumping up to 560,000 now being made. At 57, he is quickly approaching that big £1 million figure at 850,000. So adding on 2 more years, so he is 57 years old at this stage, and he will have broken that £1 million. That is how easy it is to basically use a vehicle like a stocks and shares ISA, looking at a 8% return over time, and that comes out at breaking that £1 million. He did say to me £1 million isn't a great deal, and out in 39 years time when he is 57, potentially he is right. Maybe £1 million won't have as much buying power as it does at this moment in time because of inflation, but I would be hopeful that at some stage throughout his journey he will be able to either save more money or invest more money, and invest more than that £200 that he had in there, because if he can manage to put a little bit more away, that will exponentially grow the value of that pot. And that would, at that £1 million, using that 4% rule, that would allow him to be financially free and draw down about £40,000 per year. And that is something that I am looking at achieving over the near future. Why don't you go and have a look at this video that talks about some potential ETFs that you could invest into, and you might manage to find many of them on that ETF cheat list that I have linked down below in the descriptions. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.